皆さんこんにちは。ちまちゃんです。Hello everyone, I am Chima of Chima Time and I am the Winking Water. Hi! And I have another PV review for you today because, as I said, I kind of went out of whack with my PV review, so I'm going to try and make up for it with as many as I can that are from more recent PVs and whatnot that I have taken interested in and that I have liked. And the one that's up for review today, again, is IU's second Japanese single release, and that is You and I, the Japanese version of her Korean song, You and I. Her first one was Good Day, and that was a lovely PV. I actually preferred the Japanese PV to the original Korean PV, though there were some things that I did want in the Japanese one that were from the Korean one, such as the guy with the violin and the trumpet, because I missed him. I called him Pigeon Man. Anyway, in this one there is kind of like a different kind of setting. It's the same-ish, but it's kind of different as well. Once again, IU is locked in a tower, but this time there were kind of just references to what happens in the original PV in this PV. So there's nothing going on that's similar really to the other PV other than a few of the settings and the time machine itself and the goose. The goose is back! Yay! And well, basically it starts off with the girl in the clock tower, IU. She's a young woman and she's reading a story and she's got a load of clocks around her, and she's just reading the story about this couple and how one of them went into a time machine, and that's the first reference you get to the original PV. And then it's kind of like she goes to sleep and then she wakes up and there's things happening and she starts following these shadows, and then she finds out that time is flying by and whatnot, and then she finds a goose, and that goose leads her to the time machine itself, to a train that goes to the time machine, and it's a train that she originally went on as herself in the original PV, but she had travelled to go through time, not to go through time, to travel on the, so that she could see the future and see what would happen if she was older and she saw that they were together and all that. But this time it's more so that she's going into the story and that she's following what the story is like, and she's going to be a part of that story. And whilst I originally didn't get the storyline or anything, I came up with the concept that this is probably a prequel. Big chances are that this isn't a prequel, but this is just how I saw it. But it's basically IU is her younger self and she's going to that time where she is a girl who is in love with a boy, but she wants to be older so that she can be with him, because in the original story it was basically that they couldn't be together until she was an adult, and this is her being her younger self and she's going to try and become that adult. Of course, as I said, my idea probably isn't the correct one. It's probably just that there are references to the PV itself, and yeah, that's how it probably is. But I like to pretend that it's a prequel because that's what I just want to pretend. But visually, this is a beautiful video. I think IU gets some of the best videos that are really visually appealing. They're just so gorgeous, and she looks gorgeous, and I've really enjoyed it. And I just liked how throughout the whole PV she looks like a girl, and then there are parts of it where she looks mature, and it's kind of like she's growing up through the video. She's changing from a little girl to a mature adult. She's making her decisions and she's finding out things and she's learning, and she's just growing through that. She's becoming a mature young woman, and I see that in the dance shot as well, because in the dance shot she's got two dresses. She's got one where she has pigtail plaits, pigtail twin-taily things, and the dress is blue and it's very like lovely and very cute and very girly and girlish. And then the second dress is white and it's more mature, it's more womanly. It kind of emphasises that maturity that she has, and her hair's down and it's in curls. And I just see that the dance shot shows off that little girl-like appeal that she has, and then suddenly it shows off that mature young woman that she has, which mature young woman that she is, not has. And I just kind of think that shows off how in the video itself she is growing up. It's like she's going from a little girl to an older woman, and she's just changing herself. And I think that is a reference itself to the other video, because in the other video she did grow up. She changed from a little girl to a mature young woman. And I like the end of the video. It was really, really nice. She actually went off into a time machine. The time machine reminds me of a TARDIS, by the way. When my sister first saw this, she went, "Oh my god, it's TARDIS," and I was like, "I know." I like how it ended, how she went off in the time machine, and that was a nice reference to the original video. And I just thought it was overall a really, really nice video. Lovely dance shot. I wish she'd danced more in it, but I find it in the Japanese PVs that IU does now, she doesn't dance as much as she does in her Korean versions, in the original version, sorry. But overall, I think it's very, very nice. I think that she shows off her very sweet, demure side really, really nicely. I find that she looked both mature and like youthful in this, and I just visually this is wonderful. I love the visual style to it. I love the settings that she's in. I love how just overall really, really well done that the video is. I mean, there probably isn't as much of a storyline as in the first one, but it is still really, really nice, and it's better than half of the Japanese PVs that I see sometimes, especially Hello Project. But I think it's really, really nice, and you should definitely check it out if you like videos that are visually appealing over like storyline and everything. So yeah, definitely check it out. It's worth a watch, and it is gorgeous. So yeah, this has been Gina of Gina Time. Yeah, that was a weird wink. And I have reviewed IU's You and I. It's a nice PV. Watch it and enjoy it, everyone. And it's really cool. I will have a link in the box thing below so that you guys can check the video out if you haven't seen it. Anyway, adios amigos. Bye bye.